Guys, it's me, it's Queen Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Alright guys, so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to someone else who might be wondering about this. This is very common for Aquarius. So, a woman asked me this question. She said, I'm an Aquarius, and I don't understand why people come into my life, play a large role, and then leave. I have heard this from countless Aquarius. In my youth, I used to wonder about this because it wasn't so much for me that they would come in and leave. It was that they would come in, play a large role, and at some point in time, change, or I would outgrow them, or something would happen, and we then had to part ways, and I didn't want to let them go, or vice versa, or both. So a lot of us have had this kind of thing happen as a common theme. If your sun sign has a common theme in it, such as this, it means that somewhere there is a life lesson in it for that particular sign. Not that everybody doesn't need to learn these things, but that we come back in a certain soul group for a reason. So I'm here as an Aquarius for a reason, because this time my soul wants to learn Aquarius life lessons. And this is one of them. I might come back next time as a Pisces to learn Pisces life lessons. So we all go through these in every sun sign. But this is ours. This is one of ours anyway. We've talked about some of our other ones and talked about the life lessons. So today I'm going to tell you about this one. This one often ties into an abandonment issue or attachment issues with Aquarius. So if you don't master it, that's the negative of it. That's what it looks like in its negative. It looks like you being afraid of people abandoning you, or you being afraid to get attached to people, or you getting attached to people too soon and too quickly. And for a lot of Aquarius, the thing about it is that we don't tend to like people that much. We don't like things or people like everything. We're humanitarians, so we do like people, but we don't mess with everybody. Aquarius are very selective about who we choose to engage in a real relationship with. It's one thing to just, have associates, but who we actually take on as friends and really are a part of their life and really are, with talking to, day to day is different. So because of that, a lot of us have this issue come up in the negative, like I said, abandonment issues and things along those lines. However, if you want to be able to deal with this in a positive, you have to take from it the lesson that you're learning. And the lesson from this is twofold. It is impermanence and letting go. Now, one of the things I always tell you guys is that I really like to read ancient texts, ancient works, things from older spiritual systems, things like that, philosophy, because everything that you're pondering right now, everything that you're going through right now, somebody went through 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 20,000 years ago. And they already came up with answers for a good majority of it. It's just the fact that we're so hard-headed and we don't read history. We're constantly looking forward towards technology in the future, which is good. But a lot of stuff that we struggle with has already been dealt with time and time again. There's a sage somewhere. 2,000 years ago, there was a sage somewhere thinking about the same things you're thinking right now. And they already came up with answers and solutions to these things if we would just go back and read history. A lot of my success, this is my secret, a lot of my success has come from learning from those ancient people. They already dealt with this stuff. We constantly want to be hard-headed and reinvent the wheel. And I just realized at a certain point, ooh, they already figured this out. And this is one of those things. I got this directly from Buddhism. And what I did was, I like Buddhism a lot. I like a lot of different things like that. Buddhism, Taoism, it's a whole bunch of different ones. But they have a lot of ancient philosophy in it. And one of the things that I found, and you've seen me with this before, is the Buddhism reading cards. And when we're done, I'll put a link to this underneath this video. Because what I learned from these is a lot of the characteristics and the teachings from the Buddhist. And even though I'm not Buddhist, I don't have to be, because the wisdom in the cards teaches me things I need to know right now. So when it comes to this particular subject, I said that the answer is impermanence and letting go. If you can learn to let go and you can learn the impermanence of things, then you will have mastered this and more than likely move on to the next thing. So let me talk to you about what the cards taught me about letting go. I'm going to read this to you. It says here, letting go simply means allowing things to be as they are without constantly struggling to control or resist an outcome, or continually reminding yourself of an unhappy past event or a negative emotion. So this is this is meant to teach us about, number one, letting go. And a lot of us will struggle with this, it says, because we have a need to control and to resist. So as an Aquarius, if you stop controlling and you stop resisting, when this happens, you'll start to learn how to let go easier. Okay? And why is it important to be able to let go? Because of the second one. Because nothing is permanent. Everything is impermanent. Let me read you the impermanence part. When you can accept the impermanence of life, that everything is subject to change and that everyone will experience the ever-changing nature of life, you allow your faith to be renewed, hope to blossom, and every moment becomes precious. So the bottom line is that everything is impermanent. This planet is impermanent. The sun is impermanent. The solar system is impermanent. Everything has an expiration date. And if you can learn to be okay with that understanding, then what happens is that you learn to just enjoy things now. Yes, some people come for a season and a reason. Yeah, you might not have a whole lifetime with a person, but that doesn't mean you can't enjoy what they give you now. You see? So the impermanence, the lesson in impermanence is learning to enjoy and respect and appreciate the now. And this is what Aquarius must learn. We must learn to appreciate the now. I remember somebody said to me, they don't get close to, Aquarius said this, said they don't get close to people because they know it's impermanent. So what? So what? Yeah, it might be impermanent, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy it now. Life is impermanent, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy it now. So what they're telling us is not to, keep a distance or not love or not open ourselves because it's not permanent. Nothing is permanent. And if you can be okay with that and you can just love and be in the now, that's when you'll be the most content. And how do you do that? By learning that it's okay to let go. You guys know my favorite line is, and then you see that it's time to move on. That's why that's my favorite line. Because one thing I have finally mastered in the past couple years is letting go. If it's time for something to go, that's okay. Let it go. Everything is going to go eventually. And if you can just be okay with that, everything now will be richer. So love what you have now. Love who you have now. Maybe they are going to go. Maybe they are going to leave in the season. But so what? They're here today. Love them today. And tomorrow, you love something else. You love something or someone else. The one thing about life, like I said, is constant change. So just like the clouds, everything will pass. And if you can be okay with that, you can really enjoy what you have. Okay, Aquarius? All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. If you have any questions about what I just talked about, please drop them underneath this section. Oh, let me show you something. The cards I was telling you about, they have that information on the back of them, but I just wanted to show you how beautiful the front is. It's about, I think, like 40 or something cards in here, and everyone has a different picture and a different message. So anybody who's interested in learning more from the Buddhist tradition, there's a lot of stuff in it that I love, and it's very helpful in just everyday life. I'm not a Buddhist, and I don't believe everything that they believe, but 90% of it, maybe even 95, I'm cool with. All right, guys. So look underneath this video for everything you need to know to hit me up. See you later.